Is America doomed? Proverbs 1:32-33 says, quote, "The complacency of fools will destroy them, but whoever listens will live in safety and be at ease." Unquote. America is not doomed if we listen to wisdom. Wisdom from some of our greatest presidents. Calvin Coolidge, John F. Kennedy, Ronald Reagan. Each of these presidents, in their inaugural address, gave Americans a path to keep our country safe. To preserve America, let's listen to their wisdom. March 4, 1925. Calvin Coolidge's inaugural address. Quote, "No one can contemplate current conditions without finding much that is satisfying and still more that is encouraging. Our own country is leading the world in the general readjustment to the results of the great conflict. We cannot continue these brilliant successes in the future unless we continue to learn from the past. We must realize that human nature is about the most constant thing in the universe, and that the essentials of human relationship do not change. This nation believes thoroughly in an honorable peace, under which the rights of its citizens are to be everywhere protected. One of the greatest dangers to peace lies in the economic pressure to which people find themselves subjected. One of the most practical things to be done in the world is to seek arrangements under which such pressure may be removed, so that opportunity may be renewed and hope may be revived. There must be some assurance that effort and endeavor will be followed by success and prosperity. The men and women of this country who toil are the ones who bear the cost of government. Every dollar that we carelessly waste means that their life will be so much the more meager. Every dollar that we prudently save means that their life will be so much the more abundant. The property of the country belongs to the people of the country. Here stands our country. Here stands its government. Here it will continue to stand, seeking peace and prosperity, promoting enterprise, encouraging education, desiring the advancement of religion, supporting the cause of justice. America seeks no earthly empire built on blood and force. She cherishes no purpose save to merit the favor of Almighty God." After that address, Calvin Coolidge took action. Economist Thomas Sowell praises the policies Coolidge laid out, writing, quote, "The 1920s were a decade of unprecedented prosperity," unquote. Coolidge took the nation from the destruction of World War I to the prosperity of the 1920s. Just as Calvin Coolidge led our nation out of a conflict, John F. Kennedy gave our nation courage as we faced another, the Cold War. January 20, 1961. John F. Kennedy's inaugural address. "I have sworn before you and Almighty God the same solemn oath our forebears prescribed nearly a century and 3/4 ago. The same revolutionary beliefs for which our forebears fought are still at issue around the globe. The belief that the rights of man come not from the generosity of the state, but from the hand of God. To those new states whom we welcome to the ranks of the free, we shall not always expect to find them supporting our view, but we shall always hope to find them strongly supporting their own freedom. To those people in the huts and villages of half the globe, struggling to break the bonds of mass misery, we pledge our best efforts to help them help themselves. Let all our neighbors know that we shall join with them to oppose aggression or subversion anywhere in the Americas. And let every other power know that this hemisphere intends to remain the master of its own house. We dare not tempt them with weakness, for only when our arms are sufficient beyond doubt can we be certain beyond doubt they will never be employed. So let us begin anew, remembering on both sides that civility is not a sign of weakness, and sincerity is always subject to proof. Let us never negotiate out of fear, but let us never fear to negotiate." And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. With a good conscience, our only sure reward, with history the final judge of our deeds, let us go forth to lead the land we love, asking his blessing and his help, but knowing that here on earth, God's work must truly be our own. John F. Kennedy followed through. He stared down the USSR. He protected Americans and their rights. And he told Americans that it is our duty to save our country, not the government's. Ronald Reagan said the same. January 20, 1981, Ronald Reagan's inaugural address. Quote, "The business of our nation goes forward. These United States are confronted with an economic affliction of great proportions. It distorts our economic decisions, penalizes thrift, and crushes the struggling young and fixed-income elderly alike. It threatens to shatter the lives of millions of our people. In this present crisis, government is not the solution to our problem. Government is the problem. From time to time, we've been tempted to believe that society has become too complex to be managed by self-rule, that government by an elite group is superior to government for, by, and of the people. Well, if no one among us is capable of governing himself, then who among us has the capacity to govern someone else? We are a nation that has a government, not the other way around. Government can and must provide opportunity, not smother it, foster productivity, not stifle it. Can we solve the problems confronting us? Well, the answer is an unequivocal and emphatic yes. To paraphrase Winston Churchill, I did not take the oath I've just taken with the intention of presiding over the dissolution of the world's strongest economy. And as we renew ourselves here in our own land, we will be seen as having greater strength throughout the world. We will again be the exemplar of freedom and a beacon of hope for those who do not now have freedom. To those neighbors and allies who share our freedom, we will strengthen our historic ties and assure them of our firm support and commitment. As for the enemies of freedom, those who are our potential adversaries, they will be reminded that the highest aspiration of the American people is peace. We will negotiate for it, sacrifice for it. We will not surrender for it, now or ever. When action is required to preserve our national security, we will act. The crisis we are facing today does require, however, our best effort and our willingness to believe in ourselves and in our capacity to perform great deeds. And after all, why shouldn't we believe that? We are Americans. God bless you, and thank you. Each of these presidents led the country to peace and prosperity. They were able to do so because of their wisdom. They understood basic truths, that our rights come from God, not from government, that government is meant to govern, not to manage. Ecclesiastes 7:12 says, quote, "The advantage of wisdom is this, it preserves those who have it." To preserve our country, let's remember the wisdom of these three presidents. To answer the question posed at the beginning of this speech, America is not doomed if we submit to wisdom. And if all else fails, we can still count on Ronald Reagan's plan for emergencies. Quote, "I have left orders to be awakened at any time in case of national emergency, even if I'm in a cabinet meeting."